Hi, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and this is Nightline, the top stories. The government pay scheme to avoid risk of country going bankrupt, says PM. And Johor Crown Prince Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim appointed regent of Johor. Good morning. The government has dismissed allegations that the proposal to abolish the pension scheme for new intakes of civil servants would victimise the Bumiputera, who form the majority in government service. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the proposal had been under study for a long time, as there is a need for a new service scheme to avoid the risk of the country going bankrupt and future generations facing problems. Anwar pointed out that several developed countries had already abolished the pension system for civil servants. Despite this, he reaffirmed the government's commitment to raising the remuneration rate for civil servants according to its financial capability, as well as resolving housing issues for the group.
Ada pembangkang nak gunakan, dia lupa. Dia juga dalam jemaah menteri. Dia juga telah luluskan sebelum ini, bukan baru. Sudah puluhan tahun dikaji. Saya ingat masa 90-an dulu sudah dikaji. Mesti ada rancangan baru untuk menghentikan pension, sistem pension kerana negara akan muflis. Tapi tidak ada yang mempunyai kekuatan dan tekad politik untuk buat. Biarlah maknanya, biar generasi akan datang saja sanggup.
Anwar said this in his closing speech at the Perak-level Unity Government Convention in Ipoh on Sunday. He also said potential candidates in the next general election would have to accept a pension-free scheme for elected representatives. Anwar had said on Friday that the review of pension schemes also applied to political appointments. However, the proposal to place new hires in the government on a non-pensionable scheme would not affect the pension status of existing civil servants. Meanwhile, Anwar believes that more opposition MPs will support the unity government because they are losing confidence in their parties over false promises of a change in government. He said these MPs had been told there would be a change of government through backdoor manoeuvres, but obviously it did not happen, and the opposition was just playing on negative sentiments, including racial issues.
Persepsi untuk melemahkan. Kerana apalagi harapan dan kekuatan pembangkang selain memberikan harapan agar akan berlakunya perubahan. Sebaik saja terhakis harapan ini, orang-orang yang dijanji, orang-orang dan ahli parlimen yang yakin bahawa perubahan akan berlaku, bila tidak berlaku, maka seorang demi seorang akan meninggalkan parti mereka.
Anwar said the unity government, which includes coalitions from Sabah and Sarawak, is stable and strong. As such, he said parties which had been trying to disrupt it should accept the fact that it would remain intact until the end of its term. In other news, Anwar said the Khidmat Demi Rakyat cheaper sale program will be continued and expanded nationwide to help reduce the people's cost of living. He said the government was concerned about the people's grievances about the rising cost of goods and services.
Yang diusahakan tentunya, saya tengok ikan, ayam, beras, itu jauh lebih baik, lebih rendah daripada harga pasaran. Tapi ini kita kena perbanyakkan.
He was speaking during a visit to the sales program at Klebang Restu Public Field on Sunday. Also present was Bukit Gantang Member of Parliament, Datuk Syed Abu Hussein Hafiz Syed Abdul Fasal. Meanwhile, he said the government, through the National Action Council on Cost of Living, will continue to find solutions to improve livelihoods down to the grassroots. The Prime Minister also visited the Maidin Mall Meru Raya and the Perak Inland Revenue Board mobile counters for checking SDR and Sumbangan Asas Rahmah SARA recipients. Meanwhile, the government has appointed Datuk Syed Abu Hussein Hafiz Syed Abdul Fasal to head the committee to tackle the issue of rising food prices and cost of living. The Bukit Gantang MP, who previously served as chairman of the Fisheries Development Authority of Malaysia, LKIM, will head the committee, which is under the National Action Council on Cost of Living, NACOL.
Sebab itu saya nanti tugaskan Saudara Syed Abu Hussein untuk bantu tunggu dalam syarat penyelarasan harga barang makanan ni nakor, dan kita akan sahkan supaya dia akan mengepalai kluster yang tambah ikhtiar supaya jualan madani ini dapat kita tingkatkan di seluruh negara.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
Elok fokus untuk memajukan ekonomi negara, mengharmoni, menyatukan semua kaum. So let's not be too parochial lah. Don't be narrow-minded. So itulah antara nasihat keramat saya. I may not be the King of Malaysia after January, but if I can be, if King of all of your hearts.
Saksikan bicara wara khas yang di-Pertuan Agong dan Raja Permaisuri Agong dalam Buletin Utama pada 29 dan 30 Januari ini.
Johor Crown Prince Tunku Ismail Ibni Sultan Ibrahim has been appointed as the regent of Johor. This comes after the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Almarhum Sultan Iskandar, had consented to the appointment. The appointment took place at Istana Bukit Serene at 10 a.m. on Sunday in the presence of the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar, and witnessed by other royal family members. Also present was the Menteri Besar of Johor, Dr. On Hafiz Ghazi. The appointment is in anticipation of Johor ruler Sultan Ibrahim's ascent to the federal throne as the 17th Yang di-Pertuan Agong on Wednesday. According to Johor Royal Court Council President, Dr. Abdul Rahim Ramli, the appointment was made in accordance with Clause 9, 1D and 3 of the Johor State Constitution 1895. Abdul Rahim said the appointment stands as long as Sultan Ibrahim takes on the responsibilities as the Agong. Tunku Ismail Ibni Sultan Ibrahim was born on June 30th, 1984 in Johor Bahru. He is the eldest of 6 children of Sultan Ibrahim and Permaisuri Johor Raja Zarith Sofia Almarhum Sultan Idris Shah. Tunku Ismail had previously been appointed as regent on several occasions, the most recent being on June 16, 2022, during a period when Sultan Ibrahim took a brief respite from his royal administrative duties. Tunku Ismail, who has a keen interest in polo and football, has been the Johor Football Association president since February 16, 2012. He married Her Highness Cik Puan Mahkota Khalida Johor on October 24, 2014, and they have been blessed with 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters, Tunku Khalsum Aminah Sofia, Tunku Iskandar Abdul Jalil Abu Bakar Ibrahim, Tunku Abu Bakar Ibrahim, and Tunku Zahra Zarith Azia. The Royal Malaysia Police have made thorough preparations ahead of the sending-off ceremony for the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa bin Shah on Tuesday. Preparations for the upcoming event include security and traffic control. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said police escorts are also prepared to carry out their duties on the designated roads along the route used for the ceremony. Meanwhile, Bukit Aman Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Director Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri informed that 7 routes in the capital will be fully closed in conjunction with the sending-off ceremony. In a statement on Sunday, he announced the full closure of Jalan Damansara to Jalan Parliament from the old Istana and Jalan Sultan Abdul Halim to Jalan Parliament starting at 9 a.m. that will be reopened in stages. Also to be closed are Lebuh Raya Sultan Iskandar to Jalan Parliament, Jalan Kuching to Buletin Dato' On, Jalan Salahuddin to Buletin Dato' On, Jalan Kuching, Jalan Sultan Ismail to Buletin Dato' On, and Jalan Tun Perak to Buletin Dato' On. Meanwhile, a total of 13 routes will be affected by a temporary road closure at 9 a.m. that will be reopened in stages. The statement added that the Kuala Lumpur Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department will deploy 91 senior and junior police officers for traffic control duties on that day to facilitate the sending-off ceremony. Muhammed Ahmad also advised road users to avoid the fully closed roads to prevent traffic congestion and adhere to the instructions of traffic police on duty at the set locations. Police have smashed a drug trafficking syndicate with the seizure of 82.8 kilograms of shabu worth 2.7 million ringgit in 5 separate raids involving 3 states on Wednesday and Thursday. Johor Police Chief Commissioner M. Kumar on Sunday said 8 local men, including the syndicate's mastermind, all aged between 23 and 40, were also nabbed. According to Kumar, the special operations were jointly conducted by the Bukit Aman and Johor Narcotics Criminal Investigation Departments. In Johor, authorities raided 2 houses in Barit Jawa, Muar, and a double-storey terrace house in Tampoy, while a separate team raided a house in Permatang Pau, Pulau Pinang, and another in Muazzam Shah, Pahang. It was believed that the syndicate was active since June last year.
Modus operandi kumpulan ini adalah dengan menjadikan rumah sebagai transit dan stor penyimpanan dada sebelum diseludup ke negara jiran melalui jalan laut dengan menggunakan khidmat tekong laut.
During the operations, police also seized 2.7 grams of ecstasy pills, 2.5 grams of ketamine, 8 cars, 12 motorcycles, cash amounting to 10,200 ringgit, as well as jewellery and watches with a total value of 1.7 million ringgit. Kumar also said that 7 suspects had previous convictions for crimes and drug offences, while 1 person was on the police wanted list. All of them have been remanded for 7 days until January 31st for investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act. Meanwhile, Kumar revealed that over 5 million ringgit in losses from fraudulent online cryptocurrency investment scams were reported in Johor during the first 23 days of this year. The state police chief said that it involved 12 victims, all locals aged between 46 and 71. In a statement on Sunday, Kumar also said police have initiated investigations into the series of reports concerning these cryptocurrency investments made through the XRX platform. He added that the victims were duped into investing their money in the scams after coming across advertisements promoting cryptocurrency investments on social media, which promised lucrative returns in a short period. The case is being investigated under Section 420 of the Penal Code for cheating. Hospitals in Khan Yunis at risk of collapse. News from the Foreign Front when we return.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
Weh, korang, siapa sangka tinju terus tertinju ke hati awak. Tapi kan, ada sesuatu yang menghentikan mimpinya.
나 죽어도 안 해요. 우리 엄마 권투 때문에 죽었어요.
그러니까 알게 해달라고. 어쩌다 권투를 하게 됐는지, 왜 권투를 관뒀는지, 왜 숨어 살았는지.
My Lovely Boxer, setiap Selasa hingga Khamis, 11 malam. Syoknya berk-drama di Cam Sarang TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Welcome back. Onto the Foreign Front. Medical facilities are at risk of collapse in Khan Yunis as the southern Gaza city now at the focus of Israel's offensive. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 165 Palestinians were killed and 290 wounded in the past 24 hours, bringing the total killed in Israeli strikes since the war began to 26,422. The Zionist regime continued to bomb areas around the two main hospitals in Khan Yunis, hindering efforts by rescue teams to respond to desperate calls from people caught in the Israeli bombardment. The latest fighting came as UN officials and aid groups urged 9 countries to reconsider their decision to pause funding for the UN Refugee Agency for Palestinians. In another matter, the head of the Central Intelligence Agency will meet with officials from Qatar, Egypt and Israel in France after reports of progress being made on a potential deal to temporarily halt Israel's attack with prisoners exchanged. Meanwhile, Palestinians in Khan Yunis dug a mass grave in the yards of the Nasir medical complex on Sunday as they faced the lack of a safe passage for proper burials. According to the head of Nasir Hospital, Nahid Abu Tamia, the bodies which were in the hospital's mortuary had started to decompose, emitting an odor.
الآن هؤلاء الشهداء في الأيام القليلة الماضية تم دفن حوالي 150 شهيدا في ساحات مجمع ناصر الطبي، واليوم ندفن باقي الشهداء والمرضى الموجودين في ثلاجة الموتى وعددهم 30 شهيدا ومريضا. تم دفنهم بسبب عدم تمكن ذويهم من الحضور إلى المستشفى، وكذلك بدأت أجسادهم تتحلل وتطلع منهم أشياء كثيرة، فلذلك تم دفنهم اليوم في ساحة مجمع ناصر الطبي، مع العلم أننا طلبنا مرارا وتكرارا لتوفير ممر آمن لدفنهم في المقابر التي لا تبعد عن المجمع سوى 200 متر.
Thailand and China agreed on Sunday to waive visa requirements for each other's nationals to facilitate travel and tourism between the two countries hurt by COVID-19. At a ceremony after a meeting in Bangkok, Thai Foreign Minister Panpri Bahidanukara and his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi signed the mutual visa exemption, which takes effect on March 1st. Wang stated that the agreement would not only benefit tourism in Thailand and Chinese tourists, but also enhance mutual understanding between the two peoples. The number of Chinese tourists to Thailand plunged to 3.5 million last year from 11 million in 2019 before the pandemic. North Korea on Sunday has fired several cruise missiles off its east coast, the latest in a series of tension-raising moves by the nuclear-armed state. In a statement, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the missiles were detected at around 8 a.m. near the waters around North Korea's Sinpo. It added that the launch was under analysis by the South Korean and U.S. intelligence authorities, adding it was closely monitoring North Korea's additional movements and activities. The launch comes just days after Pyongyang fired multiple cruise missiles toward the Yellow Sea, which it said was the first test of a new generation of strategic cruise missiles. Over in France, 2 climate change activists hurled soup at the protective glass in front of the world-famous Mona Lisa painting in Paris's Louvre Museum on Sunday. The Louvre, however, said the painting appeared to be undamaged. The activists represented the French organization Riposte Alimentaire, which roughly translates to Food Response, issued a statement saying the protest sought to highlight the need to protect the environment and sources of food. The 16th century painting by Leonardo da Vinci is arguably the most famous painting in the world, drawing millions of visitors each year who line up to pose with the artwork. Australia down Indonesia to reach Asian Cup quarters. Sports after these briefs.
Saya begitu tumpu terhadap tugasan saya, Tuan Agong.
Saya ada juga tanya tuanku pengalaman 4 Perdana Menteri.
I may not be the King of Malaysia after January, but if I can be, if King of all of your hearts.
Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Makan kari, nasi kandar, tapi kan bagaimana kebersihan di kedai mamak? Juga bagaimana pengusaha restoran popular ini nekat mengubah persepsi.
Selasa dengan topik kesihatan, makan dan bersukan pada waktu malam. Adakah pembunuh senyap?
Mereka yang suka mengintai ataupun stalking, bahaya tahu boleh dijatuhkan hukuman, salah di sisi undang-undang.
Aneka coklat, penghilang stres.
Malaysia hari ini, Isnin hingga Jumaat, bermula jam 9.30 pagi di TV3.
Stream secara HD ditonton.
Mama, ada orang datang.
Ya, Nak. Siapa datang tu? Saya minta maaf. Saya dah tak mampu nak teruskan perkahwinan kita.
Anak yang comel. Anak yang comel.
Kalau anak nak tahu, maskot ni lah ayah anak yang baru keluar pada penjara tu. Dia jahat, anak.
Menanti Senja, Isnin hingga Khamis 10 malam di Samarinda TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports football. The AFC Asian Cup. Australia defeated Indonesia 4-0 in the first game of the knockout stage on Sunday to advance to the quarterfinals after a feisty match at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium. Australia took the lead in the 12th minute when Jackson Irvine's cross was deflected into the net by defender Alkan Baggett. Martin Boyle gave Australia a 2-goal cushion on the stroke of half-time when he connected with Gethin Jones's cross to head in at the far post. Australia's Craig Goodwin came on as a last substitute, and the forward made an instant impact when he pounced on the rebound to score in the 89th minute before towering defender Harry Suthard made it 4-0 moments later with a glancing header from a set piece. Australia will play either Saudi Arabia or South Korea in the quarterfinals. Still on football, the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich battled to a 3-2 victory over Augsburg to cut the gap on leaders by Leverkusen to 2 points. And drilled home his first league goal in the 23rd minute. The Bavarians then added a second goal deep in the first half stoppage time. His goal since scoring against Augsburg 10 months. Harry Kane then tapped in to restore Bayern's 2-goal advantage in the 58th minute. Converted confidently, but hopes to complete their comeback diminished as they fall to a 3-2 defeat instead. With the results, Bayern remained second in the standings with 47 points, while Augsburg in 12th place on 21 points. After this breather, disabled son of owner dies in motorcycle shop fire. Don't go away.
Baru sewa kali tak dah tutup lah, siapa ambil mas? Ada dapat notis tak? Alah. Itu hari saya pergi. Hujan juga semua settle mas. Tengok permit. Itu dia punya permit tadi. Pelancong tau, bukan kerja. Itu boleh salah. Orang cakap cuci ke tidak ambil. Siapa cakap? Siapa cakap? Orang cakap tak boleh ambil lesen.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream secara HD ditonton.
Kenal kat IG, nampak baik. Baru jumpa sekali tapi Syira, saya pasti saya akan kongsikan rahsia saya bersama dia.
Siasat dulu Sugi, jangan mudah percaya dekat orang.
Alah, rahsia saya pun awak tahu kan?
Suka makan laksa kan? Jom Selasa ini.
Ada orang suka sangat cari masalah.
Macam mana kita nak atasi Rabu ini?
Pergi reunion memang seronok.
Tapi gara-gara reunion macam-macam boleh jadi.
Dah bercerai tapi hubungan masih baik.
Kan bagus untuk keharmonian hidup.
Semuanya di WHI TV3
dan stream HD ditonton.
बहुत दर्द हो रहा है
Ali.
कौन है आप लोग? जादूगर उड़न खटोला लेकर दूसरी चाल के साथ तैयार रहेंगे।
Alibaba, Dastan di Kabul. Setiap Isnin hingga Khamis 4 petang di Sonia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Welcome back. In Kedah, the disabled son of a motorcycle shop owner died after being trapped in a fire at the premises in Taman Seri Utama Gurun early Sunday morning. The body of the victim, identified as 34-year-old Chia Chun Hong, was found in the shop's toilet. State Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director Wan Muhammad Hamizi Wan Muhammad Zain said the department received an emergency call at 4:40 a.m. and deployed 2 teams from the Gua Cempedak and Yan fire stations with 16 personnel. Upon arrival, the firefighters discovered that the one-story shop was already 90% destroyed and immediately began extinguishing the flames. The victim's body was discovered after the fire was successfully put out at 5:17 a.m. The body was then handed over to the police for further action. The cause of the incident is still being investigated. And still in Kedah, police are on the hunt for 2 suspects who allegedly used fire extinguishers to rob a grocery store in Taman Desa Aman, Gua Cempedak, as seen in a now viral video. According to Yan District Police Chief, Deputy Superintendent Shahnaz Akhtar Haji, the incident is believed to have occurred at around 7:25 p.m. last Thursday. The incident, caught on CCTV, shows 2 suspects wearing black hoodies who discharged the fire extinguishers upon entering the premises. It is reported that staff and a number of customers were in the store at the time of the robbery. The shopkeeper, a woman, can be seen trying to avoid the fire extinguisher spray powder while trying to protect the cash register, but to no avail. The case is being investigated under Section 395 of the Penal Code. Right, Nightline draws to a close this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as a ferry gondolier, a giant rat and even the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, kicked off the annual boat parade in Italy's Venice as tourists line the city's Canal Grande to watch the colourful flotilla sail past. With that, I'm Muhammed and Hamdan. Thanks for tuning in and stay safe.